Hi, I'm Cassidy, and this is my YouTube channel where I talk about my cross-stitching hobby, also known as Flosstube. I go by the Cassidy Audacity here and also on other social media platforms like Instagram, Blue Sky, and Discord. It is Friday, March 28th, and this is Flosstube number 3. I live in southern Indiana, so we have a sunny, I don't know what the temperature is because I haven't actually been outside, but it is sunny and it should be a nice day. I am here a week early. Usually I like to film on the first week of every month. I probably don't stitch as much as other floss tubers and stitchers in general do. So my videos, like I couldn't do every 2 weeks or something like that. Because I wouldn't have a whole lot to share. But I am here. It's been 3 weeks since my last video, and I'm here a week early, and you'll see later in the video why that is. I'm reading off from notes down here because I will forget almost everything that I want to say. So if I look down, or I mean, I often like look away from the camera, but anyway, if I look down, my notes are down here. I can't just think of things off the top of my head. This will probably be, well, my videos are usually short, but I'm gonna try and quickly get through this because my friend is in town from Ohio, so really want to spend as much time with her and her family as I can. I think there was something else. If you see a weird cut there, it's because I kind of zoned off. But anyway, I have my calendar here, book of days, if you will, but it's not a book of days because it's just a free calendar that I got from somewhere. So for the last 3 weeks, looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 days that I didn't stitch. But I kind of try and keep track on what I worked on every day, and even if I just put one strand in. And so this is proof that you can have a 3rd grader's handwriting, and it doesn't have to be pretty or a bunch of stickers, because I would love, that's my fantasy self, is like bullet journaling and making things pretty, but it's just not realistic for me. For this video, I have 0 FFOs, 1 finish, and 4 projects that I worked on. FFOs, if you don't know, if you're not in the cross-stitch community, that means fully finished object. So none of those, but I do have a start and finish. And this, let me scroll down on my notes. This is a pattern from Stitch X Love called Vintage. Is actually a freebie on their Ko-Fi, and I'll put a picture of what it's charted as. And this is mine. This is the first time I've ever worked on linen. I've only ever worked on Aida, and there were some things that were frustrating, but I got through it, and I can see the allure of stitching on linen. I used this, what I would think is vintage linen, 28 count, 2/2, that I got in a thrift, I don't know, Goodwill or an auction, but it was thrifted. And the floss that I used is called Gothic Rainbow, and this is a hand-dyed floss from Dying for Sass. And I know in past videos I said that I don't use hand-dyed floss, and I lied. I don't use it's not very often, but I don't have like a stash that other people do that they pull from. So this says Vintage Crafts, not Vintage Values. Pretty self-explanatory, also with the rainbow. I rolled for this, so I do this whip game called Dungeons and Progress, and I'll throw up some graphics of what it is, what like the rules are. I kind of decided that I'm not really going to do it anymore. but I rolled for a new start. And the reason I'm not going to do it anymore, well, I'm going to do a version. Like if I feel like I don't know what I want to work on, then I'm just going to roll a D20 and have a list of projects 1 through 20, and then whatever I roll is what I'll work on. It served its purpose. It did get me motivated to work on like older whips and stuff. But as you'll see later in the video, I wanted to keep working on a project, but then I felt pressured to do the next project that I rolled for, and so I don't really want to be stuck in that sort of rigid game situation. So anyway, that was long-winded. Sorry about that. I'm going to make this into a bookmark. I kind of had the idea, so I don't think I would ever use it as a bookmark or any stitched piece as a bookmark, but I kind of had the idea of making a book of bookmarks, kind of like the junk journal idea that Michelle does from Bendy Stitchy. That's her YouTube channel here on YouTube. Flosstube channel here on YouTube. So I think I always want to have a bookmark going, and then I'll fill up a book of bookmarks. So we'll see if I actually do that. I don't know. I'll try and have everything linked, like the Ko-Fi where this is from and other patterns down below that I talk about. Let's see. I didn't have any starts besides that start and finish. Oh, I forgot to talk about the dates. I started it the weekend of March 16th. I just have the finish date as March 16th, but it was a weekend SAF, start and finish. Okay, so on to my whips. Whips means work in progress, or works in progress. I don't know. We just call it whips. So these are projects that we're working on. We as in general, cross-stitchers and floss-tubers, if you're not from the cross-stitch world. So this is Femurs and Fungi by Fine Frog Stitching. I'll put up a picture of what it's supposed to look like. I started this on April 5th of 2024. This is a 16 count hand-dyed Aida called Eclipse, I think, by Witch's Garden Crafts. And I'm using 2 strands. And that Dungeons in Progress game that I talked about, this was week 1. So what the section that I worked on, I'll show a little closer, is this section down here. This little jawbone. So, of course, I miscounted and I was unwilling to go back in and frog. So I think like this is a little bit longer than what it's supposed to be, but no one's ever gonna know. Besides the designer, probably, if they see this. So I'm using all the called for. This was a Sal from last year, and she actually came out with a new Sal this year called Court of Crows that I know a lot of people on Instagram are participating. Okay, the next project that I worked on is called Unhinged by the designer Stitch Tits. I'll put up a picture of what it's supposed to look like. I'll get my trusty clipboard here. And this is what mine looks like. This is a 16 count hand-dyed Aida by Dying for Sass, and I'm using 2 strands. I can't remember if I have already switched out some colors. When I started this, I didn't have some of the colors. I have since then started building a master set of DMC. But I started this July of 2024, and it was for a Sal. The hashtag is Unhinged Stitchers Club Sal by Ali Z is Crafty, who is here on Flosstube, and Misfit Stitches, who I don't know if they have a Flosstube, but they're for sure on Instagram. And I picked this project up this month because the March Pick-a-wip, which is hosted by Marjorie Maid here on Flosstube and Instagram. The March, what am I trying to think of? Prompt was Friends Pick. So I am a part of a Discord run by Amanda from Bad Stitch. And I posted in there and asked, and I put like 4 whips up and asked everyone to vote on which whip I should work on, and this one was chosen. And someone, or a couple people were like, that'll be an easy finish, and I of course did not finish it. But I think like inside the letters is supposed to be filled, and because of the nature of the crazy Aida, I don't think I'm gonna fill those letters. So I'm excited to see how that will turn out with that decision. Okay, the next 2 whips actually work for the second prompt of Pick-a-wip. Before, she would do 1 prompt for the first half of the month and then another prompt for the second half of the month. And this year, she's just putting out 2 prompts at the beginning of the month, and then you can either do just 1 or do both of them. And the next 2 projects that I worked on actually count for the second prompt, which was work on a project with dark fabric or dark floss. So the next project that I worked on is from this book called Magickal Cross-Stitch by Lindsay Swearingen. Sorry if I butchered that. They were the author of Creepy Cross-Stitch, and they go by Tusk and Cardinal on Instagram. I'm actually doing a Sal for this project. I originally started it on the Super Bowl, so like Superb Owl, and I wanted to start a project with an owl on it, which is right there. And I started in the middle. It was a middle start, and I was like, which section should I work on next? Should I do the owl section, or should I do the section that is currently like the part of the year that we were in at that time? So I chose the second one, and then I was like, maybe other people would want to do this with me, and it would be really easy to keep up with because all the sections are really small. And then you would just start the next section on the celebration for that next part of the year. These are pagan holidays, and it's kind of cool because you can just jump in whenever. Like say we're like later in the year, you can just jump in. You don't have to like go back and do all the previous parts, and so that's kind of cool. Anyway, here is my project. I'm doing it on a 16 count black Aida with 2 strands. I wanted to do a cool hand-dyed Aida, but whenever I first started stitching, I bought so much black because I was like, that's my vibe, black like my heart and my soul. But I need to use up this Aida, so I just chose to do it black like it was originally on. I have done a couple thread changes because I didn't have the called for. So this was the in bulk section, I think that's how you call it, and then this was the Ostara section. So and then next is Beltane. So I will start that on May 1st because that's the beginning of Beltane, May Day. Oh, the hashtag for the Sal is hashtag Wheel of the Year Sal. And it's exciting. There's actually a handful of people that are joining in with me, and I know that Jen's Fiberweb here on Flosstube and Instagram, she talked about it on her YouTube video, her most recent one and the previous one, and her outlook on it was really cool. You should go check it out. It was like, I'm paraphrasing here, but it was like, you can kind of like, because the sections are so short and it's gonna span a whole year, you can really like sit with that celebration and that point of the year and kind of stay grounded. And because these holidays are rooted in nature, I think. I could just be making a fool of myself, but anyway, the next project that I work on, speaking of Jen's Fiberweb, this is called Little Owl's Night, and I'll put up a picture of what it's supposed to look like. She designed this little pattern. It was one of her first designs, and it is a freebie on Ko-Fi, which I will link below. I'm stitching this on a 14 count black opalescent Aida with 2 strands. I think I switched out the green for what I had, and then this is supposed to be blue, and it really just wasn't showing up very well. So, and I think it was supposed to look like a Morning Glory, but I just switched it to orange, so it'll just be an orange flower. I started this on March 2nd of this year, and I started it because I was watching her Flosstube and her birthday was in March, so she said it would be cool if some people stitch her pattern. And I mean, look at that owl. It's so cute. And I'm excited to get started on the possum, and it's gonna have orange ears instead of blue. So, okay, sorry about that break. I had to delete a bunch of stuff off my phone in order to finish this video. So, fingers crossed. Also had to take a drink break. Red Bull not sponsored. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is a giveaway. This is some Stitchy kindness that was sent to me from Donna at Stitch X Love. She posted last year on her stories on Instagram if any floss tubers wanted some things sent in the mail to do a giveaway on their videos. And I had posted my whip parade, and I was like, that would be so cool to do a giveaway. And then I kind of fell off the face of the YouTube earth. So now that I'm back, I can finally do the giveaway. So the first item is also thank you to Donna for sending this stuff. Sorry it took so long to do the giveaway. Water Lily Silk, 108 Antique Rose is the color. This pretty purple, gray, variegated. The next I'm just gonna flash real quick. It's from DMC. It's like a border and alphabet option. I don't think it's supposed to be like stitched all together, but so I'll flash that real quick. Then the next is this huge, it's called Province Sampler by Butternut Road, so I'll flash that real quick. The next two are from Bent Creek, little snappers, the red thread, whatever those things mean. This is the wreath, and these include the snaps that make it snappers. And then the next one is called Connected. It's a little snowman. I showed this stuff in my last video, and someone actually commented and said that those had been on their radar, so that was kind of cool. The last thing is Christmas Meow by Alessandra Adelaide Needleworks. This was probably my favorite thing that was sent. This is really cute. And it actually includes vintage maybe, but an old DMC. I wonder if there's a year on this. Oh, 2012. So I think to be vintage, it's 15 years. So that's not quite. Anyway, so wrote all the things that I need to say. Must be 18 in order to give me your address. And please be in the US. Don't say the words free, giveaway. I have contract written down, but that's not correct. What word was I thinking of? Contest. So in order to enter the giveaway, comment the word cat from this pattern. Comment the word cat, C-A-T, and I will choose the winner. I still have to figure that out. Surely there's some sort of comment picker that people use. And the winner will be picked at the end of April. So my next section of the video that I want to talk about is plans. So March 31st is the International Trans Day of Visibility. I'll be reading from my notes a lot because I don't want to miss a thing. There is a campaign hosted by Amanda from Bad Stitch. It is available today through the 1st, midnight on the 1st. And it is a charity campaign to benefit Trans Lifeline. So for a $5 or more donation on her Tiltify campaign, I think that's how you say it, and I'll link everything down below, but everything is also on her Blue Sky and Instagram. You provide your email, and then within 24 hours you will receive this pattern. Very cute. It's called Metamorphosis. If you're interested in the past year's patterns, if you donate $15 or more, then you'll get access to all of those. So those are called Cuttlefish and Rise Up. I did it last year and got the Cuttlefish one. That one's really cute, but I think this year it's, like, takes the cake. So she had posted on her stories if any Flosstubers wanted to share about the campaign on their videos. So thank you for considering me. Whenever she was sending me all of the info, she also was kind enough to send the pattern for Metamorphosis. But I'm going to donate anyway because I'm in her Discord, and she has been posting sneak peeks, and I was like, I had already planned on doing it, ordering it. I had already planned on donating. So if Amanda, if you're watching this, if you see my donation come through, obviously you don't have to send the pattern again. But thank you either way. So I'm going to start Metamorphosis on the 31st, which is the International Day of Trans Visibility. And I am a big part of a local art gallery in my small town, and the exhibition in June is Pride themed, so hopefully I can get that done to enter into that art exhibition. Last year I purchased Know Thyself, and I'll put up a picture, from Dee's 20 Stitches. They were doing a campaign for their top surgery, and this year I'm going to buy a couple patterns from Uncanny Kari's website. They do artwork that D20 Stitches makes patterns for. So I think I'm gonna do the We Still Go On little small, and I'll put up a picture. And then I really like the Swan Song, and I'll put a picture of that. But I had the idea of, so there's a pattern from Hello from Liz Matthews that I've seen people do, like, there's this house top portion on a specific colored fabric, and then the bottom portion is stitched on a different fabric, and it's like pumpkins or something, I can't really remember. But, and then they stitched or sew those two pieces of fabric together to get this cool effect. So I kind of thought it would be cool to do that with Swan Song and have one of the swans on a, I don't know what color, but and then the bottom swan on a different color, and then stitch those together. So we'll see if I actually do that, but I think that would look kind of cool. And I'll link their website below as well. So for other plans for April, I'm just gonna go with the vibes. If I don't really know what I want to work on, then I'll roll a d20 like I had said earlier in the video. But I kind of want to start another bookmark for the Book of Bookmarks idea. And then I ordered some more linen to try out. Go me. 32 count Lugana. I don't know. I don't know much about linen, but I ordered those to do the Midnight Garden palette on, or patterns from the Midnight Garden palette, which I'll show the ones that I got here in a second. I don't do a haul section like a lot of people do in their videos, but I do a section called Pattern Corner, and this is a section where I show all the patterns that I added to my pattern hoard, because that's its own separate hobby, is collecting patterns. So I figured I would just show the ones that I got the past few weeks to maybe influence you to add to your pattern hoard. The first one is this cute little hedgehog called Hedgehug by Color Me Amy X Stitch, and this is actually kind of like a Floss of the Month club type situation from Dying for Sass, and the whole premise is to have a complete collection of Cosmo, and so she sends out some Cosmo thread, different Cosmo thread palettes each month, and then the pattern is made from some of those colors. So that's been really fun to get, because I really like small patterns. It's an easy like start and finish. Well, if I've stitched a lot, it would be. Anyway, talking about Floss and the Night Garden palette that I talked about a few minutes ago, here is the palette from Threadworks. I ordered from topknotstitcher.com, and it came with these cute little stickers, which was a nice addition. There was a whole a whole collaboration between a bunch of the designers to all use that thread pack in their designs, and I loved almost every one of them, but I limited myself to 4. I'll probably buy more later, but here's the first one, Twilight Moon by the Tiny Modernist. I actually posted all 4 patterns in the Bad Stitch Discord, sorry, the Bad Stitch Discord, kind of like I did with the pick-a-wip, and asked which pattern I should start first. And this next one is what got the most votes. Night Owl by Stitchy Prose. So cute. The next one that I got is from Bendy Stitchy. This is called Stargazing. And then Counting Puddles, Moonlit Moth. I really liked the back stitch or black work design. That really adds to the pattern. Okay, that's all for the Night Garden palette. I think I accidentally called it something else, but oh well, my brain's not doing well today. Okay, so the next is from Fine Frog Stitching. This is called Crow Librarian. Look at that guy. This is really cool. I'll have to find a cool fabric to put that on. And then I also got the cookbook. I thought that this was, well, I'll show you the pattern that I really, really sold me on it. This is from the Blue Flower. Hold. Mushroom Squirrel. But also, oh, I should have brought it over here. Oh well. My grandma was really big into her local quilt guild, and I don't know if they do it every year, but she has a lot of recipe books that her quilt guild would put together like this, and so I have one over there that I forgot to bring over. But so it was kind of like an homage to her and her quilt guild that she was very, very involved in. So I miss her. Anyway, the next pattern that I got this month is the Secret Grove Sal, part 7 and 8, and I'll put up a picture here. This Sal is currently going on by Needlelot Designs. I'm obviously not stitching it right now, but it's this cute little rabbit is the section that came out, and it's carrying mail, and I'm a mail carrier, so this is just so cute. And then section 8 actually just came out today, and it's a little rose with a letter there, so that was really cute. Let's see, I lost my way. The next one I got is a nature book by Mama Witch X Stitch, or Mama Witch Cross-Stitch. I don't know which one she goes by. But I got this on Etsy. She often does, like, I think what she calls dollar patterns. So this one was like 85 cents or something. So I quickly nabbed that up. I've got another, there was this Adopt a Ghost series that she did where I got almost all of them as well. The next pattern that I got was Candypop Humpback Whale. And this is from Bad Stitch on her Patreon. She comes out with new patterns on the 15th of every month, so this pattern is actually still available. She has done a lot of patterns in the Candypop, is what she calls it, and obviously you saw that kind of same with the Metamorphosis from the charity campaign. Right now I have a whip of a cicada that she did, so I feel like I could have like a whole wall of like a gallery wall of all of my Candypop stitched up patterns from Bad Stitch. That would look really cool. Next is Head of a Young Woman by Urban Stitches. This is on their Patreon. I'm not exactly sure. I think it's currently available. I don't know exactly when their cutoff date is. So I thought this was really cool. One of my favorite movies is Ever After, and obviously this isn't a picture of Drew Barrymore, but you know, it's Da Vinci's famous pattern, but it reminded me of Ever After. The last pattern is also from Mama Witch X Stitch, and this is called Spring Possum. This is from their Patreon. They have a couple tiers based on like the size of pattern that they come out with, and I'm in the smallest tier. So those are the patterns that are received in the last 3 weeks. I want to end every video with a cool cross-stitch t-shirt. I kind of have quite a collection. So this one, I did this in the last video, and as I was watching it back, I was like, Cassidy, the whole frame is just your tits. So I'm not gonna stand up, and I'll just push up the shirt. This is by Lola Edgar on Etsy, and it's my vibe. And this is my favorite, one of my favorite colors of clothing. So that's all I have today. I usually don't do life stuff, but a little bit of life stuff is that I chopped my hair off 10 inches in order to donate. I didn't get it professionally done, so if you notice that my hair was uneven, I don't care. I just wanted it gone. And I just had my friend chop it off, and she did her best with, I mean, not a hairstylist. So if you're a hairstylist and you notice how jacked up it is, I don't care. And also my monthly gift from my uterus. So if you noticed my chin all broke out, you know what? That's just a part of life. I have adult acne and my hair's uneven. So anyway, no one cares. So I still haven't figured out a real way to end my videos. But anyway, that's it for me, and I hope that you get a lot of good stitching time in, and I hope where you are the weather is nice and you can actually go out into the world. I know that that kind of inhibits stitching time, but it's good for your mental health, and we should all be really focusing on our mental health, which is hard. Sorry again. We have a lot of cuts in this video. My dogs just went crazy over the mailman. Of course, right at the end of the video. Okay, so enter the giveaway if you're interested in receiving that stuff, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for being here. Bye.